Welcome to my rearranged bedroom with all these lights set up because today I'm going to show you how you can get fooled into buying some kind of dumb program that doesn't work thing. Stuff like, hey, buy my program, you're going to lose 15 pounds, look at this before and after, all this in a week, and then you buy it for 100 bucks and that person sells it to 1,000, 10,000 people, makes $1 million. So don't be fooled, it's going to be interesting just to see how much you can manipulate this. So before we get started, the first thing we need to do for the before pictures is go to the bathroom and get our first weigh-in so that we can tell people they can lose through this fake program. Alright, so we got the camera set up, lights and all that stuff, 200.2 pounds, that is ridiculous. I've never weighed that much. My normal nighttime weight is around 192 to 193. I just drank 8 pounds almost of water and I feel really full. So that is the first step, is you can artificially increase your weight just by drinking a ton of water, and then that's going to be gone by tomorrow morning and I'll have dropped 10 pounds because I'll be around 189 in the morning. So they fool you that way. They're giving you real weights because we just saw I weighed that, but later on I'm gonna be a lot lighter at the end of the week from all the other stuff that's gonna happen. But for these before pictures, what we're gonna do, starting off with the clothes, my normal shorts here, and I'm gonna pull them up so that we don't see these lines here because that gives less contrast, right? So I'm gonna pull that up and I'm gonna leave this down over my legs so we don't see any size or definition, anything like that. That's the first step. Next is lighting. You want to have as flat a lighting on your body as possible because you don't have much definition, because when all the light is hitting you pretty evenly, you're not going to have contrast, you're not going to have shadows, anything like that. So that makes you look really flat even if you have muscle. Next up, stomach, of course, sticking out, which is really easy to do because I just drank all that water and I am extremely full. So we want that like that. I'm gonna keep my legs kind of close together because later on we're gonna have them kind of flared, and when we pose, you can't really hide the chest, but what we can do is kind of sag down a little bit so it doesn't look as prominent. With the arms, instead of being like this where you can see the width of it, we're gonna turn it this way. That hides a lot of the tricep, and then you get a more narrow view here. So shoulders down, arms kind of like that. I'm gonna keep them to the side, and then that hides the lats and then also keeps away your traps from being built up, anything like that. Yeah, the water, I'm really feeling it now. It's sticking out a lot, so that is quite easy. So then with your face also, you want to have your mouth open just a little bit, because then if you have anything here, that'll kind of push it down and just makes it not look as defined in the face area. And then facial hair, I haven't shaved. I'm not going to shave till the end of the week just so it looks a little more sort of disheveled. You can mess up your hair a little bit, whatever. You don't want to look too crazy, but just to get an idea of all this. So from the front. So now, the other one is going to be from the sides. Pretty flat lighting. I have it here, here, on the front. So we're trying to make as few shadows as possible. So what we're going to do here is a little different. We're still going to push the stomach out. That's the main one, which is going to be easy here. Instead of the arm being like this, it's wide here. I'm going to turn it sideways this way so it looks more narrow from this angle, and make sure you're not flexing because then you're going to see some definition there. Hunch the shoulders down enough so that you get a bit of a man boob here and kind of hide the chest some. But I like to put my arms back enough so that it hides where the back is, so that it makes this look like it's out even further. And then the same thing with the jaw, just mouth open a little bit. So we'll get the next picture. Feel silly doing that. And that's it. That is the before pictures. We see that we got the weights, the before pictures. Now gonna go through my peak week and show you what I look like at my top shape and going through the peak week, flushing more water out, and then carbing up all that stuff. Gonna show you that in another video. You can see how that whole process works. But so once you get pumped up, now we're gonna come back into the studio and change a few things from before. So first thing, how we had the pants up like this to make everything look bigger and the stomach sticking out. Now I'm gonna bring them down a little bit so that your torso looks longer, everything looks slimmer. Makes a big difference. Also, I have them up higher so you can see more of the muscles in the legs. And hair, a lot of it's gone. I didn't totally shave, but I trimmed a lot of the hair off of my body so that makes the muscles stand out even more. So next up is lighting. Before we had the lights coming head on like this, not really any contrast, anything, but watch what happens, especially in the abs. When we turn, and now the light is at a 45-degree angle, now you have shadows. That makes all your muscles stand out more because there's contrast, there's shadows on one side. Makes a huge difference. And I put a light down here as well, so that'll light up the legs pretty evenly too, because a lot of the light falls off by the time it gets to the legs. And then also have a light behind me so you get a little bit of an outline, so it makes the muscles just stand out behind you a little more. So last thing is posture. So before we had the stomach sticking out, obviously we don't want to do that. We're going to be pulling in, not just sucking in or doing anything like that, but just pulling it in and tightening your abs so that you get those shadows if you have abs, obviously. And then for the top, we're not gonna go crazy and be like this or anything, but shoulders kind of wide. You want to look relaxed but still be flexing. The same thing with the legs, everything flexing. When we talked about the jaw before, you want your jaw to be not like clenching your feet, but your mouth shut so you don't have anything hanging here. And then when you look at the camera, you're essentially going to flex everything as hard as you can but still look natural. All right, now for the side shot, we're gonna change things a little bit because it's still really bright. We're gonna bring the light a little more in front of me. We still want this on the back because now the back side is really dark, so that light brings out an outline behind the back here, makes some of those muscles stand out. So we got the light coming on in front of us. So we're gonna do essentially the same thing. You're gonna tighten the abs. You want, instead of shoulders rolled forward like before, you're gonna be back. So now instead of having that man boob look here, everything looks firmer. When you flex, especially with the arm, when you flex, you've got that back light kind of bringing out from there. I'm gonna bring it a little bit more over here. You just gotta play around with the lights till you get the look that you want. I think that looks pretty good. We're gonna flex the legs as well. So shoulders back, abs in, everything flexed, and picture. But that is just a quick overview to show you how drastically different you can look just in a matter of 4 or 5 days. And someone might put something out that says, hey, lose 15 pounds of fat and gain muscle in less than a week, because that's essentially what it looks like we did here. I looked really bloated. The scale artificially said 200 pounds because I drank so much water, which was almost all gone the next day. And then I cut a lot of water throughout the week and then pumped up so it looks a whole lot different. So just, I would not even really believe most before and after pictures that you see, and just focus on being a little bit better, because you can always try to improve on what you have now. So if you don't like something, just set small goals, go for those, and you'll be happy with the progress you see. And once you hit it, set a new goal and always have something you're shooting for. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and it'll be fun to see what you guys think of this. Instagram at Camber Fitness, all that good stuff. I'll see you soon.